Dan Gonzalez back here from the North Onion, back at Uncle Dan's ranch here. We're making some, the third course that we have today and the final course that I decided to make is a traditional sopa. Sopas are like these individual little corn tamale, but that's going to be the base of what we're going to put into it. And right now we're starting with the sopa dough itself, which has a little bit of fat, manteca, lard, with some masa, which is corn flour from De Leon's, and mix that together with a little bit of water and the Uncle Dan's chipotle mix. Again, trying to incorporate that chipotle flavor. So these are little cakes. You know, the best way to make this dough is to follow the directions on the box. So you're making the dough, and then instead of adding the salt and pepper that it tells you to add the Uncle Dan's. So we got these going. The dough should be like, you know, when you're holding it in your hand like this, you should be able to kind of bounce it around, and it really shouldn't lose its shape. So that's how you know the consistency is correct. I build it like that, and then I take the knife and go down, underneath the cutting board, scoop it off, and then it's right there, and you're placing it on your cookie sheet. I got the oven set at 400 right now. That's perfect temperature. And there we go. So these are all ready to go in the oven. The beans themselves, I cooked at home, did the soak overnight. I simmered them in water with more Uncle Dan's chipotle ranch. So they're just simmered, cooked till they're nice and tender. And then I drained off all the liquid because we don't want this to be very liquidy at all. And then the beans are nice and cooked. They're tender. You know, they kind of break apart when I grab them. Nice flavor of the Uncle Dan's going on in there. Right here, what I have, 2 poblano chilies that have been roasted. When you have a flame like this at home, electric oven really won't work. If you have a grill, go ahead and go outside and use that. But you want the open flame to be on the pepper and roast it, and it turns it nice and black. And then you put it in a container and you wrap it with plastic and let the steam kind of peel the skin away. As much as you think it's edible, it's really not edible. So we're gonna give this a nice run through with a knife and dice these up. So these were done, and then I added some Uncle Dan's to these peppers as they were steaming. Get these all chopped up and nice. We're gonna add this to this. The steak itself is marinated, again, using the Uncle Dan's Chipotle Ranch, and then a little bit of achiote. It's got like a nutty smell to it. So it's got that, and then it's got a little bit of this, it's called naranja agria, which is a bitter orange juice. Again, De Leon's carries that. That's all in it, so it's been marinating for a good 6 or 7 hours. So these beans, again, we're gonna take a lime, cut it in half, and put it over these beans. So we added about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of water, because we don't want the beans to scorch. Nice and low. You can see there's just barely enough liquid in the bottom of the pan there to make sure that we're not going to scorch on the bottom, because we're going to heat them up nice and slowly so they're ready to add to the sopa. Okay, so we're outside. We're going to grill these steaks that I talked about with the marinade on them. Instead of using salt and pepper again to get that nice crispy sear on the outside, we're going to use the Uncle Dan's Chipotle Ranch with salt again, the same mixture we've been using throughout the day. So we're going to get these steaks, ooh, grill is hot. Get these steaks nice and flat, per se. Nice and seasoned. And we're good to go. And this is one of the times where I wish they had cameras that you could smell something, because I think the smell of this is amazing. We'll get nice grill marks on them. We're gonna cook our steaks today to about medium rare. All right, so the sopas, they've been in for about 20 minutes. You can see by the touch now, they're crispy. They're not gonna fall apart on us. They're ready to go. They're gonna be kind of crispy on like the tips here and stuff, but then also remember that it's kind of like a tamale in that it's going to be kind of soft in the middle as well. So, and as you can see, there's the grill marks there, but they're not really there. The marinade is nice and really good. We're gonna close this, leave them here for 1.5 minutes, and then we're gonna take them off the grill. Yeah, nice little amount in the middle here. And now we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put this green sauce on. This is a salsa verde that's not so traditional. It's with the tomatillos and the Uncle Dan's country dill, kind of cooked down, and then we added the avocados and some sour cream and pureed that all together. So this is kind of, you're acting as like your first base of sour cream. And again, we're just gonna go dollop on all these. Yeah, just slice, again, we're gonna slice against the grain, not with the grain. When you slice the steak, it should always be against the grain. So you can see the steak's kind of grained like this, and we're cutting it this way. Got this nice steak, and we're kind of garnishing here. We use 2. We'll kind of go through everything. If something looks a little skimpy, we'll add a little piece to it. Fair enough. You see a nice and medium, nice medium steak here. Okay, now we're gonna do the little chipotle, just a little dollop. It's just sour cream with Uncle Dan's chipotle ranch. And there we are. So we got all that going, and now we're just gonna add the cheese. Gonna garnish the whole platter. It'll hide any little fumbles I had, as well as add cheese to it. And there we go. The sopas, it's got the beans cooked with chipotle, the dill salsa verde, the steak that's marinated in chipotle as well, and chipotle topping. So a lot of Uncle Dan's stuff incorporated in here, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
It was totally fabulous. The flavors complemented each other so much. The seasoning was exquisite, but not overpowering. It was just lovely.
Very different. The flavors, again, we got to hand it to this guy, Uncle Dan. Oh, that's me. Anyway, I can't take all the credit though. It's our friend Dan Gonzalez who gets the credit for learning or showing us how to take those flavors and really enhance something that is totally different. It's wonderful.
I can't talk, I'm too busy eating.
And Mom always said, don't talk with your mouth.
That's right. No, it is absolutely fabulous. It's a great combination.
Well, I think this has been fun. It's been a whole nother style of cuisine. That's very traditional from his grandmother, being the Mexican roots, and then using these seasonings as an enhancement has been terrific.
This has been so fun. I've never had a sopa that's open, so this was a really fun way to have this. And the chipotle ranch is just a fantastic flavor anyway. So it's been really enjoyable. I love how he soaked the beans with the lime and added a little more of this creamy flavoring in. And I think it's just great, but very fun.
My favorite dish of all really was a pork pie. And it had a crust like this, very similar, it was over the top. And I always yearn for pork pies, which I can't get in the States, but this is equally as good. It's delicious. Fully recommend it.
I'll just say it's just been a wonderful day here, sampling all of Uncle Dan's delicious menu items. You can't beat being on Hayden Lake with Stephen's family. Our gracious hostess, Auntie Dan, here next to me. But thank you so much, it's been a treat. Again, and thank you to Chef Dan who just created these amazing menu items.